Today I'm going to take you through the Van Gogh Alive experience here at Fox Studios in Sydney. Now, I'm not an artist or a painter, but I will say in my job description for 10 years had the word artist in it. I was a VFX artist at Animal Logic here in Fox Studios, and in fact that's the building, you can see it there. That's one of them anyway. It was just off to the right. So technically, I was an artist. Will that help be a good tour guide for Van Gogh? Probably not, but at least you can say I was a professional certified artist showing you around. So it's just here in the main pavilion. Actually forgot what it's called. I'll put a link on it below. Okay, let's go and have a look. I don't know what to expect. I hope they will let me take a camera in there. I think they will. Other than that, I didn't want to research it too much because I want to surprise myself. Oh, thank you. Wouldn't be Van Gogh without sunflowers, would it? Let's start here. This is Van Gogh's bedroom, where you can come and take photos and selfies. For some reason, you can sleep on Van Gogh's bed. Maybe if you do that, you get inspiration. Let's try it actually. New movie idea, please. Some vision. Is it working? Not quite sure. All right. Obviously, Van Gogh's bedroom is a core memory for him. He's painted it 3 separate times. I like the bit here how it says, during the Netherlands period, his work was stylistically dark. It kind of reminds me of new videographers who make everything dark and moody, and then become vibrant later on in their career. I'll come back to reading the information on the wall in a second. It's just that there was this couple there, and it was weird. The longer I waited for them to go away, the longer they took, almost as if they thought they had to take that long reading things as well. So we'll also come back into this room as well in a second. The emotionally tortured artist. I'm starting to identify with this guy, although I think I need my ears for a bit longer. A lover of simplicity, yellows and blues. Either that, or he was watching too many Swedish soccer games. If he lived here in Sydney, he'd be going for Parramatta. Or is that a Brazilian soccer team? Painting your mate's chair is pretty deep. I empathise with that as well. I've often said, you know, you can't do these kind of creative jobs alone. I like to share a studio. No matter how much my business partnership didn't work out though, I don't think I'd ever paint a chair in honour of such occasions. You can have a fascination with stars. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Stars are pretty kick-ass. Does that kind of remind you of Tangled? Do you think if Van Gogh had his relatively short 10-year career in the modern day, that he wouldn't be committed to a mental asylum? Whether they would have some medications, modern medications newly at hand, or would they champion someone like that, the brilliant mind, and celebrate him? Is part of the fear of mental illness, fear itself, of being mentally ill? Perhaps his most famous work of art, yeah? Is this a depiction of hallucinogens? And what happens to the same picture that we just saw before? But a few moments later. Really simple and basic 3D colour separation and depth, isn't it? Simple as in simplistic, realistic, impressionistic, but it still has that depth to it. So the dark contrasting tree in the foreground. That's really cool. Have you guys seen people making 3D animations out of this? They're pretty cool on the internet. I'll try and find some. They're pretty cool. Things like this have been available on the internet for quite a while now though. There's also sites where if you look at the spiral for like 30 seconds, then look at the picture that moves on its own. Wow, then you've got people who are inspired by Van Gogh as well. So the description of this one here says, a calm though vague self-portrait. To me that was just about everybody else at the 3D job I was in. They all look like this. When Uncle Vincent was in a good mood, he painted things like this. This is cool when there's no one in here. By the way, to get this flicker free, my frame rate is 59.8 because this is the flicker you'd get otherwise. At all the base frame rates just didn't work, which means they kind of used dodgy, non-native lights and power that wasn't at our frequency here in Australia. That's very naughty. All these quotes throughout kind of just reminds me of every jaded artist though, to be honest. The animations are pretty cool. So many paintings. Love this. This is beautiful. Wave? Yeah. Awesome. How cool is this place? And a sunflower field. It's got an endless vibe to it, with the mirrored walls and a little seat. Oh, lovely. Should deck out my room like this. This would be a good YouTube studio, wouldn't it? In backdrop. I think these lights are a bit better. Thank you.
That's $5.58.
Of course I had to stop for a coffee. This is very important. So this display goes for 45 minutes. This is the main area. So grab a coffee, have a sit down or a walk. Not all the screens are the same. They've done some lovely animations to a lot of this and it's brilliant. So I can't believe how many paintings he made in that short span of 10 years. It's just incredible. A really brilliant mind, really brilliant person. And if I was to add my very basic surface level observation to his mental health, if only he taught by teaching, I think he'd realise how brilliant he actually was. Okay, I'm going to sit back and enjoy. I've missed a couple of minutes of this because I went and got a coffee, and then I realised this is the main thing. It's 45 minutes long. So maybe, grab a coffee. There I am there, with my balding head. I am represented. So get a drink, come and sit down, and the whole thing will cycle every 45 minutes. And that's the main show. Anyway, that's enough from me. I will stay here and watch. And thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the next video. All right, see you later. Fat baby. The face detect on Sony is picking that up. Center there, left eye. It's pretty amazing. Up the green man in the background there. If you were making your own animation or your own story based on these vivid colours, like the primary yellows and blues, what kind of story does that tell? To me, it's very Tintin, or Tonton, you know, that era. Kind of French, Portugal, Netherlands, obviously. But yeah, just that feeling of adventure that those cartoons, those comic books gave. And I think it's very universal. This looks like a comic slate, doesn't it? I'm trying to keep the colours accurate as best I can. I found some white and I just locked it off. So we want to honour the colours as much as possible. Music is a beautiful touch, yeah? Can bring your partner here, as long as they are as patient and into art as you are for the experience. Looks like blueberries, doesn't it? I can't record all of this. I'm not attempting a bootleg. I'll probably have to stop here, I think. I love all the parallax animations, like when you're converting a painting into 3D for some TV and documentary. They give it that bit of life. I think it really works within a creative license there. All right, I'm definitely going to go now. I'll stop recording unless I see something amazing. And if you've hung around this long, thank you very much. Can't go without showing this. This is me now. Although, I haven't made anything good. Talking about movies anyway. Not yet, anyway. This guy could have had a Twitter account. You may have noticed that I am still here. It's because I haven't left yet. I want to see everything. That's cool. See how the colours lend themselves really well to comic palettes, slates? Love that. The subtle bird animations. What else does the striking yellow remind you of? To me, maybe gold. okay, this time I really am going. So I really enjoyed that. It was $50 though. Is it worth $50? Well, it's up to you. I'm not so sure. I was really moved though. I really enjoyed the immersive experience of the animations and the beautiful music. I did quite enjoy that. And I've come away with a little souvenir. Of course, I bought the skull, the skeleton smoking a cigarette. I thought that would suit me more than the sunflower one. And that's just about it. So remember, it is a 45-minute main display, so keep that in mind. And the ticket prices were separated into a little bit more expensive for the later on sessions. And I figured out I could have got the earlier one, saved $10 because they're not checking times in there. I think that's just a rough guideline, so it's not too busy. And that also answers another main thing of $50. I'm kind of glad it is that much. Otherwise, would it be too popular and crowded otherwise? And this time I'm definitely going. So thanks for joining me. I definitely will go now, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, see ya, bye. Oh, and before I forget, yes, there was plenty of parking available, as you can see here, and it was free for 2 hours, as long as you get out of there within 2 hours. And I will come back and check out this cool go-kart track, which is on the level just before the roof. All right, I'm out.